What's up? It's your boy Mean Joe Green, aka Prince of the Ghetto. Y'all, I was just literally scrolling on Instagram and I ran up on one of Finesse2 posts. Finesse2tymes, one of his posts. And and in this particular post, he was talking to the little guy King. King one that, he took under his wing and tried to, he really tried to do right by that kid, you know what I'm saying? And, the kid, obviously betrayed him, went over there to old boy Hustle Cartel and started dissing Finesse. And, Finesse was saying like the kid was trying to, get with everybody. He was in all the big, like Future and MDMs trying to holler at everybody. You know how kids is. They don't really, they understand, but they don't really understand how the game work, and the little kid King, he just thought since he's like he know too much for his age. And that's where older people gravitate like, dang, this kid knows some stuff and he real little. But he know a lot to be his age, and he knew a lot of street stuff. He knew how to shoot dice and he know how to do a lot of stuff that grown folks do. And to some grown-ups, that's kind of fascinating. They're like, man, what this little kid is. And then the little kid know how to handle himself. He know how to talk to the adults like he's an adult. But really, he's just a kid. And I know Finesse took a liking to that. And as Finesse, was with the kid and, having the kid with him, the kid was getting exposed to a lot of things that he shouldn't have. But where Finesse looked at it like, hey, we from the hood, man. When I was little, I saw a lot of stuff I ain't supposed to know. As us guys from the hood, we understand that these kids gonna see and do things, that they really don't supposed to, but it's really nothing us adults can do. Because if a lot of people be like, oh, you got that kid with you, man, he don't supposed to be doing that. A lot of your kids is on the internet watching all type of stuff. These kids be on the internet watching corn. All type of stuff that they don't have no business looking at. That's why these kids know too much right now as it is. That's why these kids, arguing with the adults because they feel like they is an adult because they seeing what the adults are seeing. See, when the kid understand, like a young girl, like she may be 10, 11, 12, and she already know about sex and probably have tried it, she think that she grown like her mama. So if her mama try to tell her something, she will argue with her because she think she grown because she doing what grown folks do and understand what grown folks do. And a lot of these parents from the ghetto, they grown and they try to hide it, but they child still see what they be doing. So we in a generation now, all you can do is just try to tell the child right and wrong in every situation because they go see it. Unless you just lock them in a room as a prison and don't let them get in contact with nothing. But that's impossible, man, because we got to live as adults out here in this world for the work and pay bills, and these kids going to be freely hanging with their friends with this internet, doing and seeing whatever they can, whatever's out there. So, that's how Finesse looked at it. This little kid, King, was from the hood, and he was just exposed to a lot of stuff at an early age, but he was exposed to the streets at an early age. And Finesse, I feel he took a liking to him, and he was exposing the little kid King to a lot of things, but then I believe Finesse started realizing like, hold on, man, he moving too fast. I want him to do right now. See, that's how I know Finesse is a real one, because he started wanting that kid to do right, trying to get him to go to school and all this, because Finesse saw that he was headed down the wrong direction and about to crash out, because a lot of these grown men are already going down the wrong direction and about to crash out. A lot of them crash out and go to prison and stuff like that, or end up getting their life taken in street beefs and wars and stuff. And Finesse saw that, and I think Finesse tried to get that kid to change, but the kid, you know how kids is, he jumped to another guy, the Hustle Cartel dude, which you see he out here recklessly and took the kid under his wing, but you know, I felt that guy, he really didn't care about the kid King like how Finesse cared about him, you know. And I just want to read this post that Finesse had said, you know. He said, I'm not gonna lie, I can't be mad at a kid too long. I made real mistakes when I was young. I can forgive, but I can't forget. And you still funny as good to see you in school too, YN. See, Finesse, you know, he keeping it real, man. He kept it real with them. He understand that was a kid, you know, he turned on Finesse, but he made a lot of mistakes being a kid. And Finesse knew that when he was a kid, he made a lot of mistakes. So he understood that that's good that Finesse got growth, man. Finesse a real. He see the real, you know, he be on the internet. Finesse, you funny too, man. He understand the internet. He get on there and trip out and do all those things because, you know, it's for clicks and views, you know. He getting a bag for doing all that. And I ain't nothing wrong with it, man. I salute you, Finesse, on all that what you doing, because you funny. I be entertained. So, you know, you doing your thing, you know. But the moral of the story, I just want to say Finesse, you know, he showed love to that kid, man. He want to see that kid win. See, a hater or a even dude ninja would be like, man, forget that kid. I hope this happened. I hope that, because they would have felt betrayed. But see, Finesse, he wise enough. He looking like, hey, man, this a kid, man. He back in school. You know, he can forgive him, but he ain't gonna forget because that kid did cross him. And that's for anybody. If I forgive and you did me wrong, I ain't gonna forget either. But if I had genuine love for you, I still would want to see you win because, you know, it's hard out here, man. You know, we got families. You know, we come up in poverty trying to get out, you know. And, you know, for that kid King to go back to school, he taking the right step, man. And Finesse see that. And I see that Finesse wanted that for him all along, you know. So, you know, I just want to just throw that energy out there, man. We need more people like Finesse, you know, to, you know, salute these YNs, man, and tell them, you know, y'all go, there ain't nothing wrong with going to school. Nothing wrong with going getting a trade, you know. The streets, you know, some people make it out, but everybody ain't gonna make it out. It's millions and millions of people in the streets. Only a handful get lucky and make it out because they have a talent, or, you know, they end up getting in the rap game. It's rare for out of millions of people make it. If it was like that, everybody would have been made it, you know what I'm saying? So, once again, shout out to Finesse, man. I see growth in him, man. Finesse been real. I already saw that. I just know when he be on the internet, he just be wild and entertaining, man. And if you can entertain to get a bag, whoop-de-doo. You know what I'm talking about? So I just want to throw that out there, man. That's what we need to be telling these YNs, man. To forgive, show them that we grow, that we grown, show them when they wrong or when they right, and let them know when they wrong or when they right. And it's okay to, you know, there's nothing wrong with going to school, nothing wrong with getting a job, you know, stacking your money to do what you need and want to do, you know. And that's the energy I want to put out with this video, man. And I like that, man, out of Finesse, you know. Because I be trying to, you know, tell the YN right too, you know. That's what I want to say on that, man. If you made it this far in the video, like the video. Subscribe to the channel if you're not. And as always, I'm coming back with some more flavor. And it's all good. It's your boy, Mean Joe Green. Love. I'm about.